Well, everyone, it is time for us to take a look at the differences between Snapchat Plus and standard Snapchat and see if it's worth even upgrading. Now, first of all, the main thing is if you don't even use Snapchat that much, then there probably isn't a point of actually upgrading at all. I personally do think Snapchat, the standard version, is still very good, but there are some very interesting things that the Snapchat team has inputted into the Snapchat Plus update and then Snapchat, which is actually very interesting. So, most of us know Snapchat. In my opinion, it's a great application. There's a lot of different things you can do. If you want to text people, video call, group chats, all sorts of things. It's a great application, but there are a few things Snapchat Plus actually ended up bringing that are very interesting. Now, if you make your way into their news page, they don't really exclusively say any features that are being added. They go ahead and say introducing Snapchat Plus. This came out about 2 or 3 days ago. They mention a little bit about the user base and all this other stuff, but they mention that it is $3.99 a month. So the main thing to remember is standard Snapchat is free. Snapchat Plus is $3.99 a month. Is that, a good thing? Is it worth it in your opinion? Well, that totally depends. And Snapchat doesn't even go on to say really any features. They just say there's going to be some exclusive features and experimental features that are not on standard Snapchat, or maybe features you'll get on Snapchat Plus first before they get ported over to standard Snapchat. Now, that is a big thing I want to state because a lot of features that may end up coming into Snapchat Plus, they may end up getting ported over to standard Snapchat over time. So I do think if you're somebody who uses Snapchat and you don't want to go and spend $3.99 a month, there's a chance that Snapchat Plus features may end up coming down to Snapchat, as a whole. But then that brings us into this other article that I read from TechCrunch. Now, this article is very interesting. So they go into a little bit more detail of what's going to be happening with this updates. First of all, they go on to say that earlier this month, the Snapchat Plus, whatever, yada, yada. But then they mention a little bit of what Snapchat Plus could be bringing, which is very interesting. So right here, they say apart from custom app icons. So if you want to go ahead and set Snapchat a custom app icon, well, you're going to have the ability of essentially doing that without having to go ahead and use a different, series shortcuts or anything like that. So you can change the app icon, which is very interesting. They go on to state you'll be able to rewatch stories, but also, which you can do in regular Snapchat, but you can see how many times a person has rewatched your story. So if you're somebody who wants to go ahead and see, if somebody's rewatching your story multiple times, well, you'll go ahead and be able to do that within Snapchat Plus, which is very interesting. On top of that, they go on to say certain people will unlock a certain badge or a special badge if you have Snapchat Plus. You will have the ability to pin a friend as your number one friend, which is unlike regular Snapchat. If you go ahead and, Snapchat people here or whatever, you'll basically be able to go ahead and see their number one friend if you are their number one friend. So that in and of itself is also very, very interesting. Now, on top of that, they go on to say a few more other things, the general direction of a travel with your friends. And those are some of the main features right there. I think probably one of the main features Snapchat Plus may also end up bringing is probably something along the lines of, I don't know if screenshotting the story is a correct term, but something along those lines. I feel like they're going to end up having something where you can go ahead and maybe view people's Snapchat stories anonymously or something like that. Also, I feel like, Snapchat recovery, maybe you can go ahead and recover more stuff within your Snapchat account, something along the lines of like that too. I'm not 100% too sure, but I do think when it comes down to it, Snapchat Plus is pretty decent if you're somebody who already uses Snapchat a lot. But genuinely for the average person, out there, probably even not even the average person, 99% of people who use Snapchat, I think you're going to be totally okay with standard Snapchat. I also do feel like in the future, there's a very, very high chance that Snapchat may end up, giving themselves out too short early on. Maybe they don't bring any cool features early on, then less and less people do it. And I feel like they're going to bring some more really cool feature later on. But I feel like by that point, maybe Instagram or TikTok may end up bringing some of those cool features too. So I guess we'll see what happens in the future. Personally, I don't think Snapchat Plus is probably worth it for everyone out there. Again, if you use Snapchat a lot and some of the features I mentioned are great, then go for it. But I don't really think even the average person should buy it. And I don't even think people are going to maintain Snapchat Plus for that long, in my opinion. They may use it for a little bit and then probably turn it off after a little bit. So that kind of covers it up. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.